This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.
Economy, innovation, culture, exploration. Discover the vibrant pulse of China's economy and dive into the rich tapestry of its culture. Embark on a journey of exploration with Meet China. Here, your journey begins.
Hello everyone, welcome to Meet China. I'm Lulu. In today's program, we will explore China through some fresh and fascinating angles. We will start with the smart urban drainage systems as turning heads. And then we will meet some ultra-advanced robots and see them in action. We'll hear an inspiring story of a Rust Belt city. And finally, we'll get backstage with a traditional Chinese opera that's winning over the world. Chongqing is a mountainous city in southwest China that gets plenty of rain. The city is now giving its drainage system a smart upgrade. Think permeable roads that can soak up water like sponge, and gardens that are double as rainwater reserves. So how does it all work?
China is simultaneously sensitive to and heavily impacted by global climate change. As hubs of human activity, cities concentrate population, industry, and infrastructure, making them high-risk zones under the combined effects of urbanization and climate change. Take Chongqing, for example. Long known as one of China's 4 furnaces for its scorching summers, over recent years, the city has seen a rise in heat events that have been extreme, even by its exacting standards. In particular, during the summer of 2024, Bishan District issued multiple red alerts for high temperatures, with 77 consecutive hot sunny days.
Is it hot this summer?
Yes.
Was the school term delayed?
Yes.
Is there a way to make the weather cooler?
Our cities have limited natural regulating capacity. To address this, Bishan District in Chongqing was selected in February 2017 as a pilot for climate adaptation and began actively developing into a sponge city. Tang Chuandong, a planning designer at the Western branch of the China Academy of Urban Planning and Design, is responsible for this project in Bishan District.
What is a sponge city? It's an urban development concept that treats the city like a giant sponge, absorbing rainwater and releasing it when needed. The system is highly flexible. Bishan District is located between 2 mountains, Yunwu in the distance and Jinyun, where we are now, with the urban area situated in the lowlands. When it rains, water naturally flows downhill into the urban area.
During rainfall, runoff from the highlands quickly floods the lower urban area, often causing waterlogging. Meanwhile, the steep slopes can't retain water, leading to shortages during heat waves.
Flooding or severe storms could be the main risk. And in that case, the focus should definitely be on water management and ensuring that when a lot of water falls at the same time, it's somehow either diverted or it can be absorbed by the soil. And so China has made some very interesting examples with so-called sponge cities. And the idea is to have areas which are green in the city, which allow the water to directly flow into the groundwater rather than staying on top of the concrete and causing flooding.
Shuhu National Wetland Park was developed into a lake and water park. Most of the time, it's just a natural recreational space for residents. However, when it rains, the water level rises. After the rain stops, the water level drops again. This fluctuation balances out extremes of wetness and dryness, thereby enhancing urban safety.
In recent years, beyond building large natural sponge systems in urban areas, Bishan District has also developed mini-sponge systems.
Solid buildings and hard ground isn't very adaptable when it comes to climate change. We incorporated sunken areas into industrial park designs to create rain gardens, mini ecological sponge systems.
When it rains, water collects in these gardens and is filtered through vegetation, soil and sand layers before being stored in underground tanks. Multiple small sponge systems beneath large buildings help disperse, manage and store rainwater more effectively. Additionally, Bishan District's Sponge City initiative has made the ground more permeable.
We've laid permeable bricks with a certain porosity. This allows rainwater to seep into the ground, thereby reducing surface water buildup. Typical rooftops are just bare concrete. But when building a sponge city, like here at the school, aside from the greenery around us, we also green the rooftop. The area most exposed to sunlight is our rooftop, right? We turned the roof into a green sponge system by laying down soil, scattering seeds, and growing grass. It's like giving the rooftop a green jacket. Doesn't it feel cooler? Are you happy about that?
Yes,
Can anyone tell me what the green roof does?
it helps cool down the school.
We can also grow vegetables and fruits to harvest in autumn.
Great answer. Don't underestimate the small green roof. As the Chinese saying goes, no good deed is too small to be done. One roof may have limited impact, but if many buildings, or an entire city, adopt green roofs, the effect on urban climate regulation could be extremely substantial.
This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.
Next, let's check out some mind-blowing robots thriving in tough real-world conditions. We'll stop by a company based in Hangzhou to see how they have pushed robots to new heights in only 7 years and how they plan to reshape the future of the industry.
We always knew that humanoid robots could achieve things beyond our imagination, but we didn't expect it to happen this quickly. Every month, labs are proposing new concepts and directions for humanoid robot development. The technology is advancing daily by leaps and bounds.
Back in 2016, as a young startup, they began manufacturing robotic dogs. Having taken 70% of that market globally, now they're wowing the world with their constantly evolving humanoid robots.
We want our technical achievements to drive the industry's development and constant iteration.
They are not alone. Change is sweeping through other industries nationwide. Entertainment lighting up the night sky. It's no longer just fireworks.
3, 2, 1, go.
Drones are finding a place in the spotlight too.
Innovation is definitely our core competitive strength. We started with just a few hundred, a few thousand drones. Then it grew to tens of thousands. More people are seeing our drones and appreciating our industry, our drone shows.
Over the past 9 years, drones have illuminated 1,000 nights and lit up people's imagination for exploring the sky.
We've raised this industry to wholly new heights. Initially, we used GPS positioning. Now we're achieving millimeter-level precision. This is true technological innovation. It didn't exist in the industry before. Our standalone and cluster control technologies can be applied in many fields. We've improved our efficiency exponentially.
Drone shows are now a flourishing market and an incubator for bold ideas and limitless creativity. So, the industry has a constant source of fresh energy.
The drone market really is flourishing now. Examples of excellent shows are easily found online. New types of drone performance are being developed. It's a healthy cycle. The market is driving the industry's progress. We call 2024 the first year of the low-altitude economy. In my view, this positive market cycle is ultimately what's pushing the industry forward.
A similar pattern is evident also in the robotics industry.
Robots used to be dependent on human programming. With AI technology, there's no need to update models or do additional work. Just place the robot in a new scenario. It'll train itself in the virtual environment.
In essence, they're being guided by an ancient Chinese saying, "If you can improve yourself in a day, do so each day, forever building on improvement." Daily innovation is just one reason for their success. A rapid response industrial chain also gives China's tech industry a major competitive advantage.
Overall, the drone industry is growing constantly. It keeps innovating, keeps exploring new application scenarios, keeps improving product performance. And when we look to the future 5, maybe 10 years ahead, the change that's coming will be transformative.
Support from a highly responsive industrial chain means ideas are swiftly turning into reality. Here, innovation isn't just a concept, it's part of everyday practice. As the new era quietly unfolds, a smarter, more fascinating world is taking shape.
This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.
Harbin, the industrial heart of China's northeast, was once China's manufacturing titan. Today, it's rewriting its story, transforming it into an innovation hub. Let's see how a decade of grit sparks the entire city's revival.
On the central street, an artisan shares the warmth of Harbin with visitors through touchable ice sculptures.
Hello, bring more ice. We are running out of ice. Hurry up. Okay, everyone who wants to take a photo, please line up on the left.
Such a huge diamond ring.
Okay, next one. Is it cold?
Yes.
Is it cold?
Yes.
If I call out to you, will you dare to answer?
I want to take a photo.
This ice sculptor, known as Mr. Yue Ba, began his craft at the age of 18. With 16 years of experience, he once served as a lead artist at the Harbin Ice and Snow World.
This is one of my works. When it was completed, it was nearly 5 meters wide, with an additional 1.5 meter joined on each side. At that time, I thought to myself, if I can't make it taller than the others, I'll make it wider instead.
But an accident 2 years ago almost forced him to quit ice sculpting.
I sprained my leg.
A 2-meter high platform show died for you guys.
It was a chronic injury. We often jump down from the scaffolding. I'm heavy. I weigh about 100 kilograms. So every landing was hard. It seemed perfectly normal. Then my knee swelled up. Doctor just looked at the scan and said the meniscus was torn, but I didn't go for surgery, which would mean missing a whole winter. I just sucked it up. I used to do this as a kid too. On Children's Day, I'd spend the whole day here. It was so much fun.
The Ice Lantern Festival debuted at Harbin's Shaolin Park in 1963. Since then, ice sculptors will gather here to demonstrate their skills each winter.
Last year was the first time I had to stay away from the arena, while everyone else was competing here. It was hard for me. I had a strong urge to join, so I came to watch the others work. There were some kids playing nearby. I happened to have my carving knife with me, so I carved a small toy pistol and gave it to one of them. Here you are. I thought to myself, with large ice structures, tourists can only pose in front of them for photos. But with the small ice sculptures I make, tourists from the south of China can wear them on their heads or hold them in their hands. It offers a completely different experience. If I can't make big sculptures, I'll just make small ones.
Although he can no longer create large ice sculptures, Mr. Yueba still comes to the streets every day, bringing frozen artistry straight to the people.
It's vivid. How many can you make each day? Look, it even has a design on it.
I was so focused on my work, I didn't even notice this huge crowd around me. Many people consider ice and snow as symbols of Harbin, but think about it. Half the year is winter here. It's bitterly cold, with temperatures plunging to -30 degrees Celsius. We are trapped indoors. It was such a disaster before we tamed it.
Over half a century ago, the ice in Harbin was no more than the frozen surface of the Songhua River, or simple ice lanterns locals made to light their doorways. No one could have imagined it would one day become an actual craft and a way to make a good living.
Is this your first time in Harbin?
They're from the south. I'm a local, but I've been away for 50 years. They are called ice sculptures now. Back then, it was called an ice lantern.
Yes. Look at the colors refracted on the facets.
It's beautiful.
The beauty of ice sculpture lies in its fleeting nature. Take the little bird in the upper left corner, for example. You can see its wings already starting to blur. Once the sculptor puts down the tools, the sun and wind continue shaping it. Until spring comes, this work is half made by human hands, and half by nature.
Ice sculptures, once a product of the cold climate, have been chiseled stroke by stroke into a symbol of the city.
That's beautiful.
I prefer to see Harbin's sudden popularity as a spring breeze, and with it, I believe local industries will begin to thrive. Riding this wave of enthusiasm for ice and snow, Harbin is stepping into the spotlight, allowing more people to see that Northeast China is becoming better and better.
Mr. Yueba returns once again to the Songhua River to harvest ice. No longer concerned whether he can showcase his art on grand stages, what matters to him now is to remain in the world of ice and snow, and to share its beauty with tourists in his own quiet way.
Do these small sculptures of mine really bring much economic value? Not really. No one would come to Harbin just for a few little ice carvings. I simply see myself as a warm-hearted local citizen. With a skill, everyone in Harbin is doing their part, because when guests come to your hometown, you want to make them feel truly welcome. If we can do that, everyone's happy. We're all in this together.
This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.
Quenchu Opera has been around for 600 years, and last year, one Quenchu Opera production stole the show at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe after wowing audiences from across Europe. Let's talk to some of its young performers to see what makes this art form timeless.
Love has the power to overcome any obstacle in the world.
As long as you're in this field, standing on the stage for even a single day, you must remain diligent, practicing and learning.
We treat it as a career.
as a lifelong goal to strive for.
We must preserve and pass down Kunqu opera from generation to generation. My name is Liu Zhan. My roles are Wu Dan and Wa Wa Sheng. For us, our skills in martial arts are quite effortless because we have been practicing since we were young. One of the acts, touring the West Lake, and the early parts of Legend of the White Snake are saying and reciting, which is harder for me. Her saying and reciting, along with many interactions with her sister, every eye contact, I need to carefully interpret bit by bit.
I'm Gao Peiyu, a young performer from the Northern Kunqu Opera Theatre. My role is Dao Ma Dan. Here's my understanding of the character Bai Suzhen. She's beautiful, kind and brave. For love, she can sacrifice her life regardless of her own safety. The singing style of Kunqu opera is very graceful and delicate. The performance is also pretty delicate. For example, through a simple act like borrowing an umbrella, such detailed performance, a single glance, a single gesture can better portray the character of Bai Suzhen.
My name is Xiao Yidua, who specializes in Shaoxing roles, to play the part of Su Xian, a major character in Legend of the White Snake. You need to express the elegance of Kunqu opera. You can't portray this character as overly ordinary or vulgar. He is a young man who owns a small business. You have to incorporate him into a very down-to-earth portrayal. As we modern people would say, he is a little big doll.
客官，湖中风雨甚大，你们要靠拢谁呀？
My name is Xiaoyu Jiang. I'm a performer and I play Wenchou roles. The character Ferryman serves other characters and is an elder. He has great passion for life. He also believes that destined lovers shall finally be joined in wedlock. When he saw two strangers on board who had a crush on each other, there's a line said by Ferryman which is, "You should stay close." He feels like he has to help the young couple. So the way he spoke had a teasing tone.
开船喽！ 天神救得同船渡，一鸳鸯日月长。
The play Legend of the White Snake, from the initial creation to now, has already been 2 years. It was performed many times and in many places, including Macau SAR, Hong Kong SAR, Edinburgh in the UK, and Greece. When we performed abroad, the audience greatly enjoyed it. It wasn't like what we had worried about, that they wouldn't be able to understand. They actually can. For example, one of our stylized movements of getting on and off the boat may be expressed through the rise and fall of the two people, which can portray the scene on the boat. With this kind of swaying motion, we can convey the feeling of drifting on a small boat. Actually, every time we get on or get off the boat, or when there's a moment of eye connection between us, the audience below would go, wow, and make those sounds. So they still really enjoyed it and were able to understand.
After the performance in Edinburgh in the UK, some fans actually kept our contact information and specifically sent messages to us. One fan said, Seeing such young actors like you all shine on the stage, I'm deeply gratified because in the past we could only see older generations of artists performing Kunqu opera on stage. Now, seeing so many young people performing means that the Kunqu opera has developed greatly.
We went to the Edinburgh Festival Fringe and won an award of Best Production. I feel that for Chinese traditional culture, it's a form of support and recognition, which encourages us to reach more countries in the future and bring our traditional culture to all parts of the world.
被人心续命心，只在千佛门外设千家中。
Now, there is an exceptionally apt term, preserving while innovating. What do we preserve? It means sticking to the 4 skills and 5 methods taught by your teacher. The basic principles of how to move your bodies, and the essentials of how to be a Shaoxing. How about innovation? Now, we have many things to draw inspiration from. Recently, we've been working on the opera, A Dream of Red Mansions. To play the character, Jiao Boyu, I watched the TV series. I also watched dance dramas and explored various artistic works related to A Dream of Red Mansions. Even though it's not Kunko opera or a traditional Chinese opera, I go to other genres to delve deeper into the essence of the character. Then, by staying true to the basic techniques and principles, I created a character that I personally innovated. I believe this is what the young generation should do. Indeed, this represents the professional aspect of maintaining tradition while innovating. Now, we also have many online platforms and various ways of communication through social media. We are using methods such as making short videos of costume quick changes or sharing knowledge of Kunko opera on various platforms. We are utilizing some modern methods available to us to promote it.
If the audience is able to come to the theater and experience the Kunqu opera up close, I believe that with its charm, they will fall in love with and appreciate it.
From advanced robots to traditional operas, China is where innovation and tradition collide and thrive. Thank you so much for being with us in today's Meet China. I'm Lulu, and I'll see you next week.
Economy, innovation, culture, exploration. Discover the vibrant pulse of China's economy and dive into the rich tapestry of its culture. Embark on a journey of exploration with Meet China. Here, your journey begins.
This presentation was paid for by CGTN. The opinions, views, and claims expressed are those of CGTN and may not necessarily reflect those of CNBC.